Hello, welcome back to the Hewman Show with Dr. Hew. Glad you could join us. And opening this week, of course, the show is about asking questions about installation, how things hook up, and valves, fittings, what engines you have, any of those questions. We're here to answer those live. So in the meantime, we do things to pass the time. And today I'm opening with this, and many in the know what that is. It's been around for, you would never guess. Well, yes, you probably could. 202 years it was patented ago by Mr. Robert Stirling. Stirling engine. Amazing device. The reason I'm using this device to open the show is, how is this powered? And right away, many would say, oh, it's air pressure powered or heat powered. And those are basically correct, true answers. But I say no, I say nay, nay. I say nay, nay. This is not an air powered or a hot air powered or heat powered engine. Which brings up the question mark. What is it powered by? Well, this is my answer. This particular engine is powered by butane. So it's a butane powered engine. Because if it wasn't for the butane producing the heat for the engine, would it turn? No. So hey, that thing's going pretty good. Hey. This is what freaks people out. See, this is real butane down here. Like, we're going to get a standby fireman one of these days. But so do you see the point? That heat, the fuel required to power that engine comes from butane in this case. Why do I mention that? Well, people say they have an electric forklift, and so it runs clean because it's running off of electric. That is technically incorrect. Why? Well, if you have an electric forklift and you're recharging it here in this beautiful state of West Virginia, most likely you have a 90-some% chance that you have a coal-powered forklift. So instead of shoveling the coal into the forklift, they're doing it at the plant, generating electricity, and that charges the batteries, which propels the forklift. And just so you can see, here's a graph. It's kind of hard to tell from there, but the longest graph, this just shows West Virginia electricity generation by source, and natural gas fired is way down there, but it's going to be coming up as we know. But right now, coal fired is way up here, and then hydroelectric. We do have some hydroelectric around. So yeah, if this was propane, it could be a propane powered engine. So for years I've been battling that with people like, oh, I want a clean machine. I want an electric forklift. Well, believe it or not, you have a coal-fired forklift. All right, so again, we welcome you back to the show. We've been gone a couple of weeks, took an end of the year break. And remember, we're broadcasting from the world headquarters of U.S. Carburation, downtown Summersville. We manufacture the motor snorkel, which is the revolutionary product that allows you just to change a gasket on your engine and run on propane or natural gas. It's the world's easiest to install, which is great. So you see today we demonstrated the Stirling engine. I just love how these geniuses back then, they came up with this stuff. But then again, I think about the American Indians, how they lived in tents. Man, you had a lot of time to really think about stuff, you know. But back then the world was quieter, easier. But we do have some questions we're going to get into. And by the way, I hope you like my new apparel. You like that? That is a nice. Thank you, thank you. I invented this, and you know, for my viewers, I'm going to make a special offer to you. You can have a special deal from this show only. As a matter of fact, I've got this beautiful carrying case that comes with it, and you can get 500 bow ties out of one of our kits. 500, think about that. If you did the math, it's like $20, it's $20 a bow tie. And so this is a $10,000 value, simply for 49 bucks. But you're gonna say, well, 49 bucks, that's kind of high. But hey, I'm gonna throw you in a few of our proven units that people have really enjoyed over the years. This one just happens to be slightly used, so you know there's 4,950 probably in this one. But again, that's now you're talking nearly a $20,000 value for $49.95. But wait, there's one last thing. If you own a Gorilla, we'll even send you this special Gorilla version. Now, of course, you know the Gorilla may not wear that many, so you don't get as much. But even that, you know, you can have a happy Gorilla. So there you go. And last but not least, we'll throw in a special bow tie tool to help you decorate your bow tie. If you notice mine, you can't see it too good, but see all the nice stripes and everything? You can have hearts, you know, for certain times of year, and bubbles, and all kinds of things. Just think about the possibilities. And maybe you don't like wearing it there. Or, you know, you could wear it there, you know. You never know. Women, you know, they like to do things. They put it over here and say, oh, that's a pretty bow tie, see? And it can make other shapes. And if you buy our special kit with our special packaging and our special pen, along with it, you get special instructions on how to make other decorative ties. Yeah, we're working on the long tie right now. But anyway, if you want one, just write us at info@uscarb.com/that man must be insane. Okay, now get on to our questions. We have nothing live questions coming in. All right, do we have any live people even watching? Yeah, okay, we got some live people. You want to see a thing fire up again? Let's see. I love these things, man. They're just too cool. Go, baby, go. I got it going so fast one time it just basically, and I've dropped that thing, beat it up, but that is such a, you have to really study them to understand. A lot of guys do. All right, so now the doctor's really in to answer your questions. And so we're going to go to our stock questions that we try to get the ones we get the most recently because they seem to be the most common. I mean, what people are thinking about right now. So what's our first one up there, Mr. Producer Man?
You want me to read it?
Oh, yeah, I can read it. Do you have your microphone working? Okay, then I'll read. Is this for generally any engine, as the one on my generator is a ProPoint engine, not a Honda engine? So the ProPoint clone, yes, 4-cycle gasoline. We have a system for, yeah, I see it.
Saying they're there. You don't have to read it from here.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So yes, we have a system for you. Absolutely. All right, question 2 from Raymond. Oh, the other one was from who?
Lecadelli.
That's a cool name, Lecadelli. I like it.
Like a movie deli.
I know, but it also sounds like, man, I like a deli too. I mean, it makes you hungry, but yeah, that's kind of cool. But we're not making, you know, we never do that with names except when the producer brings it up. All right, so second question from Raymond is, do you have an installation video available? I assume he would have mentioned a machine, or is it just a general installation video?
I think he was, yeah, I mean, he was talking about a specific machine.
Yes, there's videos all over YouTube. We even take requests. If you say, hey, I'd like to have a particular video about, there's a portion of your installation that, I'd like clarification on and we don't have a video on it already, we're open to doing that. So yes, we do have an installation video available. But man, the basics are just 1, 2, 3. You replace the gasket on the carburetor with this. You mount the engine regulator on the frame, run the line to it. The rest of it is just mechanical hookups and that kind of thing. But
I think we have that. If you want to go through it.
no, I don't want to go through it. All right. Pardon? We could go through our quick stop guide. Most people call it a quick start guide, but we don't want you to quickly start. We want you to quickly stop, read the start guide, then you can go. All right. Question 3. Huh?
I don't have anything.
You don't have anything. All right. Question 3 from Peter. Hello, Peter. I have a dual fuel generator. Can I use your kit to run on natural gas? All right. That's one of those new types that came out that have the propane, gasoline version. We sent that off to Laura. What did Laura say about that? Did she get back to us?
Yeah, she said no, like everything's hunky-dory.
All right, so yes, you can add, because the carburetor itself has a Venturi in it, you can add the motor snorkel and the engine regulator that we have, and it will work. You cannot just take a KN type negative pressure regulator. You cannot just take the negative pressure regulator and add it to your carburetor system because it does not work. So yeah, those are interesting. So
There's a follow-up.
hey, follow up to something on paper?
Well, yeah, from Laura. The follow-up is people often ask if they install the motor snorkel and then they want to go back to propane, should they run it through the motor snorkel or remove the motor snorkel and use the factory?
I would definitely stick with this engine regulator. It is more productive, more, it's,
You might want to repeat the question for the audience. I don't know if they heard me.
the question was, if you add a motor snorkel system to one of those biofuel systems so that you can run natural, now you want to go back to propane, should you use the propane original stuff or stick with this? And my response is stick with this. This is a very high quality device. I think that's what I was hunting for. High quality, sensitive, clean delivery, longer lasting engine based on performance of this regulator. So, and it's nothing else you have to do. You just turn off the natural and turn on the propane. You don't have to go switching anything. So absolutely. That's a good question. All right. Question 4. Are you ready for that? May unit runs great. Oh, we're A-less. All right. May. Oh, my. Oh, May. I had the A. Okay. My unit runs great on propane, but not natural gas. When running on natural gas, I have to hold the primer button. Yeah. If it runs great on propane, that means we have spark, fuel, and air. So things seem to be well there. I will say 2 things. It has to be a good quality engine within spec, so it has to have good compression, good spark. It has good compression, good spark. And then you have this issue where you have to hold the primer button to run on natural gas. We will always ask, can we have a picture of fuel in, fuel out, which means if you're running on naturals, from your meter to the engine regulator on the generator. So we'd like to have those pictures so we can see exactly what you have in line. Because what we have found is, all right, the engine's got to go away. So what we found is if we don't get true pictures, sometimes we we find out that customers have ball valves that are restrictive in line. And our quick start guide comes with pictures now showing, please make sure it's a straight through type shutoff valve. But we recently received one that, well, maybe just, how did I say I was going to prep that one? Had to hold the button in, finally got, didn't want to send pictures to begin with, finally got the picture, and we saw this. And can you zoom in on that or no? All right, it doesn't matter. Well, if you look here, it's the incoming to the engine regulator, and the customer adjusted the load block or calibrator all the way out, still had to hold the button. On his own, he attempted to adjust the zero governor, which is right above where the fuel comes into the regulator. You see that? He tried to back it out, and they're locked in pretty good because there's some red Loctite on those because they're factory set and flow tested. So that virtually never fixes the problem. What the clincher was, and this is like, how many feet do you remember? It's kind of hard to tell in the bottom left corner, but you see the numbers 3/8. So right away when we seen the picture, we knew that was a barbecue grill, natural gas barbecue grill hose. Those will not work, especially on this size engine, which was
about 12 horsepower, I think.
Yeah, so it's about a 6-7 kW generator, and just have to have the correct line size on natural gas. And that's why on propane it ran, because it was on a 3/8 11-inch water column, higher BTU fuel, and so it worked. So again, to round that up, engine has to be in good shape, spark fuel air, and then of course, if you go to natural, it doesn't want to run. Typically it's going to be an issue with the installation. And I tell the story about how I had a whole community down in Florida that all had 12 kW units, the 2-barrel units, and none of them worked right. Well, come to find out, the first resident installed the generator, and his buddy saw it and was like, hey, I want one too. So they ordered a kit, installed theirs, watched buddy one, how he hooked his all up, and it was like 4 or 5 of them. And the story was, oh, we have 1-inch lines running to the generators because it's like 70 feet away from the meter. Well, I wish I had a drawing of what it was. Yes, it was 70 feet from the meter. The meter was literally 20 feet around the corner. But from the meter, went in the house, through the house, went to a water heater, dropped down a 1/2 inch, then they belled up to 1 inch, which is no such thing. They don't make a bell increaser. That's one of my annoying statements. There is no such thing as a bell increaser, only a bell reducer. So you cannot bell from 1/2 inch to 1 inch and then run 1 inch to your generator, expect it to run. And so that was the issue. So yes, you gotta make sure that it's tied into a source that's non-restrictive down the line. It's the same principle as extension cords. You can't run a little 16 gauge extension cord to a 10 gauge extension cord because the motor, you have a big drill, huge drill that requires, 20 amps and run it off of a 12 to 15 amp cord ahead of it. It's going, in the case of electrical, you'll melt the original cord, blow the breaker, whatever. So anyway, hope we answered that question. Okay, that concludes the mail segment. Still no audience questions? No? We do want to mention, anyone wants to be a dealer, we'll send you some information on how to do that. Just email us at info@uscarb.com and we'll get right on that. If you have any questions and can't make it from the airtime, maybe you watched it on YouTube or Facebook, which of course, are we on both right now? We're on both right now, so please like us, share us, whatever those buttons are. And that would be really great. I thought there was one other thing I wanted to mention from Nope, I guess not. So, what? We done? No questions? Well, great. All right. Well, what's my concluding words? Well, somebody bought me a mug over the past few weeks, and I don't know if you can read it from there, but it says, "Be a nice human." Man, I just had to fix that. Be a nice human. But no, for everyone, we would like you to, what? You taking my mug? That's the doctored version, be a nice human. So I thought that was cute. So I said, you know what I'll do on my show with the fact that it's been great being here. I'd like to see you back next week, Tuesday or Thursday at 2 o'clock, depending on weather and other situations. We'd love to have you back. We enjoyed having you here.
You want to give a preview of next week's demonstration?
Next week, we're going to talk about limits of flammability. And that's going to be a fun one. We may have a fireman standing by. First responder buddy. We'll see. So we do invite you back next week for that, and invite your friends to tune in. And of course, these are always replayable, right? Yeah. So you can always...
On YouTube and Facebook.
YouTube and Facebook under our channel, just U.S. Carburation. Okay. So I guess since my relatives thought it was important for me, I'm going to share it with you. See you next week. And in the meantime, please be a nice human. Take care.